All right, here's a roof section of that National Cemetery, of the Fargo National Cemetery building. All right, so this is a old school resin printer, and it's got a defect that there's no way it can print around it. It just occurs, and it's this transition right here. And this one I've already sanded nicely, and it's starting to look decent. I'm going to show you what I mean. So let's get in here and take a look at. Okay, that point right there is basically where the trapezoid meets the circle. And it's got to have a smooth transition. That's transition right there. That's pretty smooth. And I'd say I'm pretty happy with that. That looks good. That'll be just fine. But let's look at the other side that I haven't touched yet. Let's put them the same way so you can see. So we put them in the rubber job vise. Now let's look at them. Okay, now you can see. You see that point right there? Okay, we can't have that. That right there is what makes it look like, well, if you entered this in a contest, you would get dinged for that right there. It makes it look like the person didn't know what they were doing. So this is not model quality right there. And it's only a matter because it wasn't cleaned. It wasn't cleaned and it wasn't filed. So what I want to do now is I'm going to, this is the only time I'm ever going to do this. No other model gets this thing. Here is my single cut track file, which I only use for track. But I'm going to use it one time on this and only a little bit, because basically this is a really nice file, but it's a single cut. So you got to be careful with it, because it can wreck stuff and it can make stuff. This is the only time I'm going to use this. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of that little guy just a tiny bit. Just enough. And you can only go one way with this file. Like I said, it's single cut. I just want that bump off there. And we can only go one way. And this thing will do the job. Now it's going to gum up my file. I'll have to clean it. But otherwise, there's a reason why you only use these on track. If we do this a lot, you get a second one. Just for that purpose. Okay, we're getting closer. We're getting much closer, but not yet. Not quite close enough. Okay, so let's do just a bit more. And all we need to do is go nice and light and easy and get that bump out of there. If we don't get that bump out of there, this roof is going to look awful, because this roof section has to be blue, and the section next to it basically has to be camouflage brown. And that camouflage brown, when you might, because it's got to look like a bronze roof. And bronze roofs, if you look them up, they come in 3 colors. Well, the color for this one is a dark one. And that little thing right there is going to definitely distract from the model as a whole. So now we are really close. Okay, now we take our sanding sponge, clean them. Clean them up. Oh, wow, he did. Okay. Now, does it look decent? That is what we're looking for. That is much smoother than it was. Look at that nice curve. Now it doesn't look like cookie cutter. Actually starting to look decent. And I'm actually moving it when I do that. But see that nice now? Oh yeah, that is what we want. All right, so we got that. And then I've washed it with dish soap. Still got to wash it with alcohol and clean it up more and get this mold release off here. And I've got the other two pieces already done, and they have their top coat of bonding primer on, and we might get to painting them in a little while. So that is one thing I want to bring your attention on. And some of you guys resin print stuff, I doubt you're going to resin. This is not quite a 1/4 inch thick, but it's thick. And this roof section here has got to be, I mean, this is the main roof. So we got to have that nice smooth angle there. Now we got it, good to go. Now I will clean them up with some alcohol and get them ready for the top coat of primer. We can't do the bottom yet because we got to put something on here to hold the roof in place. I think we'll use a couple of pieces of styrene, which we will goop onto here. Can't be super glue. No, cannot be doing that. We got to do goop because we're going styrene to resin. And if we want it to hold on through some handling, then goop. And then if it's wrong, the goop lets us undo the mistake with no damage whatsoever. So that's why we're going to do goop. And we'll get some kind of feet on there. That'll be our registration for the roof. So we're moving along and we're getting there.